Hey, you guys, it's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade, Married to Medicine, Season 8, Episode 3 review. Okay, so in tonight's episode, all the doctors are stressed out because of COVID. They are working 12, 14-hour shifts. They're getting no sleep. They're tired. They're exhausted. They're afraid of catching COVID themselves. Jackie's new confessional, her, those curls were everything, so cute. Eugene even discusses how he was like this close to a woman's face who had COVID, and he's fearing that he could have gotten it himself and that he doesn't go home with this. Like, I have to give it up to anybody that's in on the front line, medical workers, people that put their lives in danger every day during this pandemic. Like, my heart goes out to these people because they are the real true warriors and heroes of what we have gone through over the last year. So Heavenly has a patient that comes in who went viral on social media for being punched in the face by a police officer during protesting. She was actually filming the officers arresting one of the protesters, and one of this white cop turned around and punched her in the face and knocked out her tooth. I hope that she's fucking suing the fuck out of him and the goddamn police department. So Heavenly found out about the story and flew her into Atlanta to fix her smile and give her a smile makeover, and she looked beautiful. So I gotta give it to Heavenly. Y'all know I don't really care for her, but that was a wonderful thing that she did for that young lady. So fake ass Mariah, aka Anilla, plays tennis with Toya. They have gotten really close since they moved, since Toya moved into the neighborhood, or she moved into the neighborhood, whichever one. We find out that Toya plays tennis 2 to 3 hours, 5 days a week. And I was like, well, that goes to understand why your damn kids is struggling in school, because you out here playing goddamn tennis. So, Contessa shows Jackie her and Scott's new practice. They sit outside and they talk, and she asks Jackie for advice on starting a new business because Jackie has her own practice and so does Heavenly. And Jackie just tells her, I had made a lot of mistakes, with the insurance policy and things, in the beginning. So then the conversation gears towards Contessa and Scott, and Jackie was like, how is that gonna work with y'all working together? Like, how are y'all doing? And Contessa says, it still hurts that he didn't support me. And Jackie was like, is he still doing counseling? And Contessa says no. She was like, is she not in counseling either? And Jackie's like, y'all need to be in counseling if y'all gonna make this work. And I agree. Like, counseling is one of the best things that I could have ever did for myself. Black people always send a thing, I don't want to talk to nobody, I don't tell nobody my business. It's great to go to God and all that, because I go to God too. I pray and all of that great stuff too. But having a therapist there, somebody that's not attached to you, don't know you, can give you honest feedback and encouragement and words of wisdom and advice, is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, honest to God. So fake ass Mariah and her sister fake ass Lake prepare for her parents to come into town to visit. Her family lives in Savannah, Georgia, but they come up often to see her. We find out that her father came to the United States from India. He went to college and all of that stuff. Then he went back to India, to get married, because in their culture they had an arranged marriage, and he got to choose from all these beautiful women, and he chose her mother. And then they came back to the United States to live, and that's when she and her sister was born. And she said, growing up, her and her sister got teased and made fun of a lot because of their culture and their heritage and everything, because people didn't understand what they were, because you're not white, you're not black, what are you? People are just ignorant. Kids are stupid as hell. So I felt really bad about the way she had to come up. And she said that she was actually ashamed of being Indian growing up until she got into college, and that's when she learned to love and embrace who she was, which is great. I used to be friends with this Indian girl when I was little. I wonder what happened to her. I think about her from time to time. So the mama and the father come with bunch of food and suitcases and everything, and as soon as they arrive, her house is just run amok. It's shit everywhere. So the mama, Kieran, her husband, comes home, and he looking like, what the fuck is going on in my house? He walk in, it's Tupperware and coolers and shit in the doorway, shit all everywhere. He just got off work. He ain't got time for this shit. He looking like, girl, get this shit together. Like, the fuck is going on here? And so the mama was like, Kieran, I want you to do my face, because he a plastic surgeon. He was like, I need more practice. He was rude as hell. So he tell fake ass Mariah to clean this shit up. Like, what the fuck? And he basically said in his confessional, like, he low key don't even like when her mama come, because They house be a mess, and he don't like that shit. And I wouldn't like it neither. Mama would have to go sit her ass down somewhere or go to a hotel. So Toya's at home with the kids. Eugene comes home after a 14-hour shift, tired as hell, but he come home and he cooked dinner. Toya tells him that she's stressed out. She's stressed out because she's had to help the kids do their schoolwork, and bitches and complains about, what if I had 5 kids? Like, what am I supposed to do? I got 2 kids. I'm like, what do you think teachers do every day? They have classrooms of 20 or 30 kids, and you sitting up here complaining about 2. This is what teachers do every fucking day and get underpaid for it, and you sitting up here complaining. First of all, it's so easy to do fucking homework now. You just go online and put the questions in and get the fucking answer. Like, you can cheat your ass off. Like, what the fuck? It ain't that goddamn hard. Like, stop it with the foolishness. And no, let me take that back, because for some parents, it probably is hard to teach their children. But in Toya's case, you have the means, if you can't do it yourself, to hire a goddamn tutor to come be with them while you out playing tennis. But girl, for you to be sitting up here complaining, girl, shut up. Please shut up when your husband is out here on the front line every day risking his life. Came home after a 14-hour shift and cooking dinner, and you up here drinking wine and sitting there bitching and complaining. Girl, if you don't sit your bubble-eyed self somewhere and sit the fuck down and shut up. So it's Rocky at Fake Mariah house. It's a tradition between brothers and sisters that they do. She didn't get to do it with her sister growing up because they are sisters, and it's a brother and sister thing. So Fake Mariah invited Toya and Contessa, and she tells Toya that she invited Contessa, and Toya was like, y'all don't even know each other. Like, why are you inviting her? And she was like, I like her, and plus I want y'all to talk things out. Toya ain't really here for that though. And I was like, girl, I guess this is your introduction to the mess. So Quai visit Heavenly at her home, and they go to Heavenly's 3-story closet. And Quai in her confessional say, I don't know why she has a 3-story closet, because it's definitely not for them fashions. If that ain't the truth, Jesus, if that ain't the truth, because I don't even understand why she got a 3-story closet. You look like you get all your clothes from Kohl's. Like, girl, what's in there? What's in there? Some Dooney and Burke purses, some Coach bags, some Michael Kors. Girl, get somewhere and sit down. So, Quai says that, she's dating, but she ain't, boinky nobody. I don't bit more believe that, but okay. So Heavenly tells her that Toya has been mean, child, and Quai was like, I find that quite odd. Me and her been pretty good. And Heavenly like, oh really? And she passes her phone and was like, press play. So Quai looks at this video where we see Toya on live with Cecil and Simone, and I remember this because Toya was drunk as shit, and we see Toya say that Quad only films with Heavenly in their bullshit ass apartment talking that bullshit. Now mind you, this was a few months prior to when they were filming. So Quad is like, oh, really? Okay. She was like, she should be the last person talking about anybody's house, especially mine, because I know the real tea on how she got that motherfucking house. She begged, borrowed, and stole, and just in that order, the girl took out a $100,000 personal loan just to get the pool. And we was all wondering, like, are they finances back that good that they over here buying, what was it, a $2 million house or whatever the case may be? And I'm thinking like they done really got themselves out of debt. He making good money. She getting her money from the show and whatever, like, endorsements she does, like on Instagram or whatever. And come to find out, she done put them right back into debt by sitting up here getting a $100,000 loan for a goddamn pool. Like, Toya is so materialistic. She gonna run Eugene ass into the goddamn ground trying to live this lifestyle. Like, if you want it so bad, get out and fucking work, girl, outside of the damn show. Create a business, girl. But like, chill the fuck out. Like, I hate for people to be out here trying to live outside of their means just to say they got it. Like, girl, it is not that motherfucking deep. So Heavenly was like, how you know that? And Quad was like, I got people everywhere. And another thing I don't like about that is that whoever told you this shit wrong as fuck. Like, being a celebrity, being somebody in a public eye, and you doing business and stuff, and people work at these companies and facilities and go and tell bloggers your personal business, that is so fucked up. So fucked up. And whoever told her business ought to be ashamed of themselves. So Heavenly was like, in addition to the home loan, she got a personal loan. So she got debt on top of debt. So they got a home loan too for this house and a personal loan. So they right back in debt. What was the point of y'all getting out of debt if y'all was going to put yourself right back in it? Girl, they stupid as hell. So the fake Hook family heads to the restaurant for Rocky. Simone arrives first. Toy and Eugene come after that. Then Contessa and Scott. And I got to say, Contessa body, and that black dress was everything. Them new titties was sitting, body on, boom, pow, bing. I mean, body is everything. I'm surprised Contessa even with Scott. Like, to be honest with you, Contessa is a beautiful woman. She can get another man, honey. So, fake ass Mariah asks Contessa to speak privately, and she tells her that she wants them to get to know each other despite her issues with Toya, and that she wants them to talk it out. Contessa in her confession, like, what is this woman doing? Like, huh? Like, if I was Contessa, knowing we're on a reality show, I would have just been like, if on some real life shit, if I just don't fuck with Toya, I would have been like, thank you for that, but it's a little bit too far past that, I would prefer not to. If that's going to be an issue, me and my husband can leave, but I don't want that issue to go any further than the conversation that we're having right now. If you want to get to know me, let's get to know each other, sans what's going on between me and Toya, and left it at that. But I felt like Anila was, I have to remind myself that they're filming the reality show and that she has to wedge herself in there some way. But in real life, girl, get somewhere and sit the fuck down. This ain't got shit to do with you. So, Contessa was like, I thought we were good. And Anila was like, it was the holiday party, something about you not taking off your shoes. It wasn't that deep. So apparently Contessa came to Toya's holiday party and was complaining about taking off her shoes inside the house or whatever. I feel like Toya at this point is just want a reason to be mad. Cause that would have irked me or whatever. But at that point, bitch, you just ain't gonna be welcome back in my house no more. Point blank, period. It's just so much other big things to be worried about in this world. So Contessa was like, I didn't want to take off my shoes. Is that enough to have a conversation with somebody? Girl, seriously. So Toya tells Simone that Contessa didn't come to her house with a genuine attitude. And Simone in her confessional says, I think Toya thinks Contessa doesn't respect her. I think that's the real problem. And I do too. She thinks that Contessa looks down on her. And I think it's also her own guilt because she knows there's truth in what Contessa was saying about her, especially considering you're right back in the same position that you put yourself in. When Contessa made that statement about you just paid off your taxes and you throwing a big ass party to talk about you paying off your taxes, what sense does that make? You pay off your taxes and then you go buy a house that you can't fucking afford and put yourself right back into debt. So I think that it's Toya's own guilt too that she's putting off onto Contessa because she knows what Contessa said about her is fucking right. So they do the Rocky ceremony where the kids, the girls put a bracelet around the boys as a way of saying, I want you to protect me and this, and that. It's very sweet. So as they go to eat dinner, the kids go inside so the adults can, have adult time. So Contessa thanks Anila for inviting them. And Toya was like, I was surprised y'all even came because I'm like, when did y'all even talk? I'm like, here's Toya go with the bullshit. Toya is just on one this season. Why did you say that? Why? That wasn't even necessary. Why? So fake Mariah was like, whatever's going on with y'all just need to talk about it. Toya is a great person. And Contessa was like, you're trying to make peace right now with someone who enjoys war with me. And Toya was like, it's the same old stuff with her. 3 years of the same shit with Contessa. And I was like, why is this girl sitting up here cursing in front of this girl's parents? That is so fucking disrespectful. You don't do that in front of older people. I don't care how grown you are. I respect my elders. Anytime I'm in the presence of someone that is older than me, I still say, yes, ma'am, no, sir, yes, sir. That's just how I was brought up. And I almost definitely don't cuss in front of nobody else's parents in real life. No, I don't do that. And I just found that to be completely rude. So Contessa was like, I don't want to continue to do drama with you in the world with COVID and this and that. You could tell Contessa was kind of trying to come from a genuine place, but Toya cuts her off and was like, everybody goes to the COVID thing. And it's like, Girl, people are dying. Like, you act like this is just some fickle shit. Like, what? So Contessa was like, when you see people die in front of you, and Toya was like, I live it. My husband is in the ER. Bitch, you don't live shit. Your husband lives it, not you. You at home complaining about having to teach your kids and worrying about going to play tennis. You're not living shit, girl. Shut up. So Contessa tells Anila that she's sorry and apologized to her mom for cussing and for disrespecting them. And she says, you know, to Anila, if you want a relationship with me, call me, because this bitch right here is fake. When you get to know her better, you'll find out. So fake Mariah and her mama try to get her to stay. And Contessa was like, man, please let me go. I don't want to snatch away from you. And that woman was wrong for not letting her go. Like, she's a grown woman. Don't be grabbing nobody, trying to make them stay. If she's asking you to let her go, let her go. Like, the mama was doing team too much, and Anila should have stopped her mom. So Contessa was like, don't invite me to some shit to hash it out with someone else. And Anila was like, you think this was a setup? And Toya in her confession was like, so we got all dressed up, even the kids, and did all this for you? Like, girl, bye. I don't think that it was, don't invite me to some shit to hash it out with someone. I agree. I would have felt some type of way if I was Contessa. I really would have. Like, this wasn't your place. It wasn't the time. Like, but once again, we're on a show, so I have to keep on reminding myself that. So Anila was like, that's some bullshit right there. If she's going to leave like that, and Contessa was like, I shouldn't have came like this. So Contessa and Scott leave, and in the car, she says Anila pushed it. And she really did. And Anila says, you know, I'm baffled. I thought it was something y'all could work out. And Eugene was like, they don't like each other, girl. So that was the end of the episode. I give tonight's episode a B+, same as I did Real Housewives of Atlanta. Things are steaming up. Next week's episode is going to be good. I think that Anila was overstepping her boundaries. Toya is on a whole nother level. Contessa got body. Quad told everything, and I was here for it. Let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next review. Bye.